Hey guys, welcome back to Wading Through Your Comments. I'm Wade Lord Minion 777. Glad to be back. Glad to have some great comments to read. It was awesome meeting a lot of you at Fandom Fest this past weekend. Let's jump right into the comments. Yay! That would what? The Two Dud Gaming says, kind of a lazy thumbnail there, Wade. This is on Papers, Please, part 14. You can't just take a picture of you you can't just take a picture of you with your shirt off and slap it over any game and call it a day. Actually, sir, I can. The thumbnail in question was the one where I was flexing and buff, and I've actually flexed so hard for that thumbnail that I broke all of my monitors. I broke my camcorder, my computers. My office was just filled with my bulky muscle to the point that I broke a window. It broke the neighbor's mom, and everything broke because of the amazing muscles. So I kind of was stuck with it after I took the picture and sent it over today to make the thumbnail. So therefore, your argument is irrelevant. Yeah. Mediocrity's Muse says, who was that poor man? Little Big Planet 3. I vote JP. Just makes sense. I could just see JP being that poor man, and he's like, how's it hanging, guys? I'm Granny Wilkins. Oh no, tits in my booty hole, JP-isms, saying the most inappropriate things and getting away with it because he somehow maintains a veil of innocence, even though he's the worst of us. Best of us, worst of us. I don't know. JP gets away with a lot because he's just like, everyone's like, oh, JP, he's like Bob. JP and Bob are those two people that everyone's like, oh no, they're the sweetest, most innocent, and they get away with flipping murder because of it, and it is crazy. But yeah, if there was anybody, it would be JP. I agree with you, Mediocrity's Muse. I agree. Frosted Clay says, Wade doesn't like Pokemon Go? The horror! That's not true. I do like Pokemon Go. What I mean when Pokemon Go is brought up is that unlike normally, okay, let me put it this way. Normally, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's another game, whether it's going outside, whether it's something going on with one of our family members, a friend, a wedding, whatever it may be that we've been up to, whenever we hit that record button, generally we focus on the game at hand and we'll BS about this or that. But Pokemon Go has somehow been that one thing that no matter what you're doing, it comes up in conversation. It's like you can be just at home chilling with your friends and Pokemon Go comes up. You can be out on a walk and Pokemon Go comes up. You can be recording a horror game, Pokemon Go comes up. You can be recording a silly game, Pokemon Go comes up. You can be at a wedding, Pokemon Go comes up. You can be at a funeral, Pokemon Go comes up. It doesn't matter where you go, everybody is talking about it and they can't even turn it off for a little while. Now it's gotten better since all of this came down, but my only complaint about Pokemon Go was the fact that we couldn't even get like a live stream in or a recording session in without Pokemon Go being a topic. I mean, even 7 Days to Die with Mark that we recorded, Pokemon Go became a topic. And there's nothing wrong with the game. It's fantastic. Everybody loves it. It's just mind-boggling to me. Like, I guess I'm not as addicted to it as everybody else. I think it's a fun app, but I'm not addicted. So seeing like everybody just like, Pokemon Go is a little weird for me because it's like, I mean, do you guys play Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow or in any of the others since, or Pixelmon? I mean, those games are infinitely better than the app. The app's great, love it. It's great that it gets people together and it's great that it gets people to go outside and walk. Those are fantastic attributes, but the game itself, to me, is not better than the old games were on their own. I mean, the battling system, in my opinion, is terrible. The collecting aspect's fun, but that's the only part to me that's that great, other than like getting to walk around and hatch eggs. So I don't understand why the hype level, it's like when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, right? Like Five Nights at Freddy's is a great game. Everyone was like, man, that's a really cool take on horror. And then by the time Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out a month later, everybody was like, oh, another Freddy's game. I don't understand the hype around this, because some people were like, yeah, Freddy's! And some people were like, I mean, it's great, but it's still very similar to Freddy's 1, so why is the hype still so big? That's kind of the way I was about Pokemon Go. It's like, it's Pokemon. I love Pokemon. That's my childhood coming back, and we can actually walk around and catch them. That's great. But after catching them, it's just another, I don't know, I can't go, you know, level them without, all you do is fling a Pokeball to catch another one, and there you transfer, power up, there you go, it's leveled. Like, I want to have fun battles. I want there to be type advantages and disadvantages. I want it to be Pokemon, not just like catch. You need to buy Pokeballs or go sit at a Pokestop and then go to a gym and tap your screen. I don't know. It's okay, it's fun, but I'm just not head over heels in love with it. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I really like it. I just don't love it. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if I did a good job explaining that, but I tried my best. But I spent enough time talking about Pokemon Go. But I want you guys to understand my feelings on it. Gabs But Septic said 1967. Did I say that right? Gabs But Septic? 1967? I hope I got that right. I recently got this game because of you, and I love it so much that I play it every day. This is Golf with Friends, and Golf with Friends is a very fun game to play, especially if you're playing with your friends. It's a lot more ragey if you play with your friends. You can actually play by yourself and just practice in the holes, or else you can join public lobbies. There's a lot of different ways to play. There are only the 3 maps, the Forest, Oasis, and Twilight right now, but I'm hoping that they keep adding more maps and more different ball shapes and stuff like that in the future, because that'd be really cool. It's a very, very fun game. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've had a lot of rage with it, but if you guys haven't played it or watched, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a great game. Golf with your friends. Emily Maudsley says, does anyone else realize that Wade is less than 50,000 subscribers away from 1 million subscribers? We're less than 25,000 subscribers away as I say this. This comment was a week old. In a week, we basically gained like 20 to 25,000 subscribers, and then, you know, compared to some channels, that is a ridiculous amount, and compared to other channels, it's like, well, that's not that much. Some channels gain that in a day. And I mean, I've talked about this before. I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. It is really exciting to hit that milestone. To me, that is the biggest milestone there is on YouTube. If you're gonna look at it that way, I mean, I think of it as 1,000, 100,000, and 1 million. And I know they added a 10 million plaque in there or whatever, but to me, 10 million, once you hit that 1 million mark, the next big milestone for me would be like 500 million or 1 billion or something, and that's a good portion of the population, so I don't see those coming into play. But the 1 million subscriber mark to me is still like the, like, holy crap, this is not supposed to ever happen to me milestone. So I'm really excited. I'm not in any rush to get there. You guys have been joining the Minion Army like crazy lately, sticking around and watching videos and sharing them and liking them and commenting on them and everything else lately. Everything has been fantastic. You guys are doing a great job of helping the channel grow. I mean, I'm still doing the same thing I've always done. I play games, I post 2 videos a day. Dave does a great job editing them. I share them with you guys. But lately, you guys have been sharing them, commenting on them, and liking them more than you had in the past. I don't know if that's because there's more of you now. I don't know what the change is, but the last 2 months especially, you guys have been a lot more active in that stuff, and I'm never gonna push you to do all that, but it's definitely helped the channel grow more. So I'm very appreciative, and thank you to everyone that's been doing that, and even if you don't, thank you for watching and giving me the chance. So we're almost there, guys. We're probably gonna hit that within the next month or 2, I would guess. Could be within 2 weeks. I don't know. I have no idea how fast we're gonna keep growing. It changes all the time, and I don't want to predict it, but we're gonna hit 1 million subscribers in the Minion Army soon. That's crazy. Thank you guys, and welcome to all of our new members. Keep being polite and awesome out there. Yvarin says, I lost it. I was born this way. That explains everything. Oh, that's one I've been singing for a while. See, WADEY Gaga was a name I invented for myself back like before YouTube, when I first started YouTube. I don't know. It was an old thing. There was also, when The Walking Dead first came out, there was that whole Rick Shane battle back and forth through the first couple seasons. And there was actually that Lady Gaga song, what was it? Edge of Glory. But I changed it to Bed with Lori, and it was Rick singing. It was from Rick's perspective, and then like Shane would pop in and be like, I'm on the bed with you. And then they'd all be like celebrating on the bed together. And I really wanted to make that a music video way back in the day, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but yeah, I've used Lady Gaga as a lot of inspirations for things. And I Was Born This Way is just another adaptation of that. So you're welcome. And I'm so sorry for my bad jokes. No, I'm not. Aaron N says, Wade, thank you. In all sincerity, you have given me the perfect end to what has been a very long day. And where 20 minutes ago I felt worn out and beaten down, I'm now too busy laughing to even remember why. You, my friend, are the best. Aaron N, you are the best. I was telling people when at Fandom Fest that I was just at this past weekend, a lot of people attribute success to working with bigger YouTubers. And you know, that helps, the exposure definitely helps. But to me, the success of like Mark's channel, of Jack's channel, my channel, etc., has really been the group of people we work with, friend-wise. You know, other YouTubers that I've worked with, I've become friends with. Mark and Bob, I was friends with prior to really starting YouTube. And I think one of the great things about watching YouTube videos is when you get to see a group of friends interacting as they would if there were no cameras or microphones around anyway. Getting to see that sincere friendship and the giving each other a hard time, the laughing, the raging, all of that aspect is just something that we all enjoy experiencing with our own friends, and getting to see other friends do that and seeing how they interact and the things they say to each other, that's the best part for me. And having those laughs, having so many great friends that I get to play games with and record with, to me, that's why it's entertaining. It's not because I'm particularly good at anything or they're, you know, particularly entertaining or anything like that, which a lot of them really are, but I think the reason why it really clicks is because it's sincere friendship being recorded. So I'm really glad that people get a kick out of what we do and what I post and things like that, but really all I can thank are the people I work with for being good friends and for having laughs with me, because all we do when we turn on the camera is we're just goofy and silly and we try to have a good time while playing whatever game's on the screen. So I'm not always the best at games, as I'm sure you guys know, but I do have fun with them. Plus they're horror games. We're very challenging, like Octodad. Let's move on before I think about Octodad. Marino460 says, I don't know what will break first, my headphones or Wade's microphone. Well, technically this is the 4th microphone I've had since I started YouTube. My first headset was like a Plantronics 780 or something like that, and it had a microphone on it, and I actually broke the headphones somehow. I think it's because I have a big head. I don't know. Then I had a Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti didn't break though. The Blue Yeti is actually Molly's using the Blue Yeti right now. Then I had a Shure PG42. I didn't break that one either. Just there was some kind of update with Windows where no matter what I did, programs would take control of my microphone and auto adjust the levels. So when I was recording, my mic would go really loud if I was quiet, and it would go, then I'd get loud and it would just drop the dead silence. I'd be talking like this and nobody could hear a ding dong thing I was saying. So now that I've got the sound mixer as a step before, I've got the Rhodes NT2000 going into that. It's an expensive setup, but it's fixed that auto adjust issue. But so far it's handled my voice pretty well. I keep the gain relatively low so that way I don't break it. So what I'm trying to say here is the odds are your headphones are going to get wrecked by my voice. And if it's not my voice, it'll be Mark's or Jack's or JP's. Maybe Patrick's. Though that's where I'm putting my money. So good luck, but rip your headphones. Rip. Matt Van Haven says, what we learned this round, Mark's a dick, Bob's a sadist, Jack's an innocent potato who only occasionally watches people die. Jack's an innocent potato. Can I have exhibit A of like prop hunt or something? No, you know what? Don't even need any evidence. Just go watch 99% of the things that Jack's in with us and convince yourself he's an innocent potato. Jack just gets away with it. That's the problem. Or that's the benefit. I don't know, it depends how you look at it. And Wade is dead, both inside and out. There are times, like when Mark just watched me hanging on the hook in Dead by Daylight and I knew. But no, not really. We have fun. Doesn't matter who we win or lose. We just want to entertain you guys and have a good time playing games with each other. We love you for all the evil people you are deep down inside. We're not evil, we just enjoy torturing our friends. And occasionally, you know, killing them and things like that. I wouldn't say that makes us evil deep down, it just... We're just people, you know? We're people who enjoy the suffering of those around us. Just kidding, not real suffering, just video game suffering. Jega or Yega Vierni Namasiado? That may be one of the most difficult names I've ever come across in a comments video, and I am so sorry for butchering it. Wade's stuck in a hook. Bring him another prop! If only it was that easy. And actually, there was a bug, I don't know if they fixed it or not on Dead by Daylight, that I encountered when Molly was live streaming. I was playing Dead by Daylight with her and some other people. And whenever you'd wiggle, whenever on the hook, like you were trying to, or no, when you were spamming space, I think it was when you were spamming space on the hook to try to keep the things from killing you, and someone was getting you down, if you were still pressing space as they got you down, you would just glitch and be stuck literally in the pole of the hook. That happened several times. So times like that, I wish it was like Prop Hunt, where if you brought somebody a baby doll or a dumpster or something, they could just tap it and get out of there. It's a good reference and a good thought, and I wish it worked that way, but sometimes you just get stuck in a hook and die. Alan Waite says, the question is, would Bob have saved Wade if Wade didn't attempt to escape? That's the real question. I believe the answer is yes. I think Bob's intent in hindsight, actually I think Bob even told us this, now that I think about it. I don't know if it showed up in the video or not. Might have been after we were done recording. Bob said he was gonna come over with he was gonna say he was just gonna come over and watch me die, but in truth, he was trying to deceive Mark, and he was gonna try to get me off the hook, and then we were gonna run our separate ways and hope to stay alive. But honestly, I didn't know which side Bob was playing, so I just figured I would try to get off on my own accord. It didn't happen, it didn't work. But I believe that deep down, Bob was coming for me. He was gonna save me. That's a good question. Douglas Hamilton says, I've got a spiky cactus dildo over here that's more fun than this. The all-famous word spoken by the all-famous Wade. I got a crack out of that one. You could have gotten a crack with a cactus dildo. Never mind. Well, if you think about it, I don't know. What's worse, having a machete, hammered, bell staff thing beat you repeatedly and then get a hook shoved through your chest? Or a spiky cactus dildo? I think the spiky cactus dildo is still worse now that I think about it. Yeah, there's nothing good about that. Let's just move on. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you for those nightmares. Bones Sabrina says, I think it's really cool you're bringing Mark into Let's Plays with more of your friends, Wade. Not that I'm saying your Let's Plays with Mark, Jack, and Bob aren't hilarious, but I've always thought it'd be cool to see how Mark would handle gaming with some of your other friends too. Yeah, it's really cool to have him there with the Dead by Daylight with D-Live, Into, and JP. I'd love to get him in with others too. And I'd love to get others in with Jack and Bob and so on. It'd be nice to mix friend groups. It's just typically, you know, whenever we'll message one another, we have like a group message thing that we have. So we'll be like, hey, is anybody free? And then we'll all say yeah, or no, and we'll say time that we are free, and we'll all just get together that way. And same with my other groups that I record with, like Pat Gar and JP, for example. We will kind of just post in the group and figure out a time for that group to record. So it's not really on an individual basis. So rarely do the groups end up mixing just because of the way our conversations typically go. But in this particular case, I was recording 7 Days to Die and stuff with Mark. And then I was supposed to record with D-Live Intuit and JP. And it's like, hey, Mark, why don't you join us for Dead by Daylight too? Because he wanted to get more footage because he had to go out of town, I think, for Comic-Con or something else at that point. And so, yeah, he popped in and we had a good time. So it was really cool that it worked out that way. But typically, our friend groups are just always recording as is. So there's not really a whole lot of mixing. It's not intentional, it's just the way it is. But it was fun. I'd like to do it more. Daniel Kwan says, oh, Wade, I almost died laughing with all of you running around Mark while he was trying to get you. Another Dead by Daylight. It was just like those old Scooby-Doo moments with the monster chasing them. Fucking amazing. I'm saying a lot of curse words for you guys tonight. This is super curse word Wade time. Shit. You're welcome. There you go. That's 3 or 4 curse words this video. It's a record. I can't wait to see all the comments saying how I'm turning into so-and-so because I'm cursing a lot now. Just from this video where I'm reading them. Can't wait. Sarcasm sign. Don't do it. Don't be that guy, gal. Don't do it. I'm still Wade. I'm just crazy. But yes, the Dead by Daylight moment was fantastic. It was so stressful, but I had a ton of fun with it. I don't really want to spoil it, but to give you guys a little bit of an indicator of what happened. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. Mark was the bad guy, the monster, whatever, in Dead by Daylight. And he had one of us on the hook. And I forget who it was. And everybody else came to save that person. And we all somehow went to different entrances to this little area. So whenever he would go one way, one of us would pop in, and then he would see them and turn around and go back, and then someone else would go in and try to save them, he'd turn and go after them. And we just kept having that back and forth where Mark was just turning around and going after somebody else, and then somebody else would appear and he'd be going after them. And it was really Scooby-Doo moment-esque. It was fantastic. It was a great moment. I loved it. I was so happy that that moment happened. It wasn't planned, it wasn't rehearsed, we didn't act it. It was just one of those great things that happened to happen, and I couldn't be more thankful that it did. If you haven't seen it, you right there, yeah, you, now that you're paying attention, I know you're starting to zone off a little bit, now that you're paying attention, you missed a great moment if you didn't see it. If you did see it, I'm sorry for interrupting you, as you were. Comet Shredder. What a crazy name, Comet Shredder? What shreds comets? The atmosphere. You're the atmosphere. The atmosphere says, Wade, for the love of all things Dead by Daylight, remember to wiggle. Haha. Oh, haha. Okay. I think the reason I forget to wiggle is because I spend so much effort and energy trying to get away and screaming that whenever I do get knocked down, I just feel like the defeat of, oh man, I can't believe I got caught. I thought I was gonna get away. And like, I'm too busy whining about my predicament to think about the fact that I still have a chance to get out of it. So it's my own stupidity. I need to do better and remember, but I just try to explain why it happens. You guys should remember that. My brain hurts. See, I forgot that I was supposed to go next comment because I was too busy focused on whining and being a big baby. They Photoshop a baby bonnet on me and a binky in my mouth and one single tear going down my cheek. There you go. You're welcome. That's your baby Wade. Or it's just gonna be me looking really weird. I don't know which. I never know what she's gonna do. I learned from Dark Souls recently that she'll go all out to be cruel. And you guys love that. Solomonic 31 says, love listening to these guys. They have so much fun. I don't know what the dot dot dots mean. Does the dot 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 mean you don't enjoy it? Or do the dot dot dots mean like you really enjoy it? Like you enjoy it so much you can't even like finish the sentence. So I'm not sure which. To me, like the way I want to read it's love listening to these guys. They have so much fun. I think you meant that like you actually do enjoy it, but it just comes off as being like, woohoo, let me show my flag here of how much I love it. Great job, sarcasm. That's just the way I interpret ... dots. I don't know why. Always have, always will. But if you do enjoy it, I'm glad, because we do have a lot of fun. Even whenever we're raging, we end up laughing and having a good time. If one of us is raging, the other three are laughing at that person, and then later on someone else will be raging and we'll all be laughing at that person. We do have a great time playing together, so I'm glad you hopefully actually do enjoy it. Or, I hope that you actually do enjoy it. ... One of my brothers types like that. He always texts, and whenever he texts, he has like ... dots everywhere, and it just seems like it's like, spit it out already! Do you really like that? Or are you just telling me sarcastically that you like that? I don't know what ... dot means! Interpretation problems are real. Sarah Campbell says, it was awesome meeting you at Fandom Fest 2K16 yesterday and today. Thanks for the compliments on our Mark and Jack cosplay. May or may not wash our getup. LMAO! Yeah, we were at Fandom Fest, which is a convention down in Louisville, Kentucky, and there was a, Bob, Molly and I were at a booth, and we were meeting fans, and in the distance, we saw what looked to be pretty good Mark and Jack cosplay. And we saw them they walked by, and it's like, huh, they have to be Mark and Jack fans, right? Yeah, they gotta be. I was like, I wonder if they either aren't fans of ours, they're only fans of Mark and Jack, or they're fans of all of us and don't know we're here, or they're just too shy to come up. Which one is it? And we were like trying to bet on it, but none of us had any money. So we were just like, I don't know, but I'm excited to see what happens. And then they walked by again, didn't stop by, didn't even look over, and walked by like a third time. And we were like, all right, I guess they're just Mark and Jack fans, and you know, maybe they're not fans of ours. That's cool. I mean, you know what? Not everyone has to be our fan. It was just interesting, because a lot of times we go to these conventions and see people dressed up as Mark and Jack, and they usually at least, you know, come over and say hi, if nothing else. And they didn't. And we were like, all right, cool. I guess they're just Mark and Jack fans cosplaying. That's really cool, though. You know, Mark and Jack have fans here cosplaying as them, even though they're not here. And then when we gave up hope, they showed up. And they were like, hey guys, awesome to see you. And they were like great, awesome fans. And it's like, holy crap, you are fans. You guys played it off perfectly that you were just like here enjoying the convention. And they ended up being fans, and they caught us off guard, and it was great. And they were really awesome. They're really nice people. So it was really cool meeting you guys and everyone else that we met. I don't know. I hope this story doesn't come off as me sounding like everyone has to be my fan or something, because that's not the case. It was just one of those situations where what you expect to happen based on previous encounters, I suppose. It's like 99% of the time, if you see somebody cosplaying as one of your friends, they usually at least come up and acknowledge you. So the fact that we were at this small convention in Kentucky, I guess it's not a tiny convention, but it's a smaller convention in Kentucky, and they were cosplaying Mark and Jack and didn't originally come up for a while, it was just surprising because it broke the mold of the norm. We didn't expect them to be fans or need them to be fans or anything like that. It just broke the mold. But then they ended up being fans and matched the mold and threw us off guard. Caught us up. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I give up. I can't English. Never could. God, you're welcome. Artemical Artie says, you make the most amusing expressions and gestures. I guess I just added to. Yeah. So I am kind of known for making weird faces, and even without doing YouTube, I kind of do the same thing. I'm just very animated with my my hands and face and everything else. So I think part of it is just I'm insane. Part of it's that I'm just goofy by nature. I'm just not a naturally goofy person. And then getting ready for law school back in the day, I learned the value of using your hands and you know, expressing yourself. Because if you're just talking like this and you have a straight face and kind of a monotone voice, people tend to zone out and don't really care what you're saying. But if you're wild, you're crazy, and you're engaging, people are more likely to keep track of what you're doing, and they care more about what you have to say. Now, maybe that was a little over the top. That was like infomercial level of crazy, but you get the gist, the gist of what I'm saying. The gist, not the gesture. You're not getting a clown, you're getting the gist. So Good observation. I think you are right. K Bingo says, that sounds like you ask someone like, hey, you wanna go play bingo? Or hey, you wanna go play a game? We can do Monopoly or bingo or guess who? K Bingo. I don't know why that whole story came about with just saying K Bingo, but that's what I thought of. I share my thoughts with you guys a little bit too much. K Bingo says, at 2119, you are brave indeed to face your duty alone. As Gar stands right there. That was Dark Souls 3, not Dead by Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3, we were told that we were brave indeed for facing our duties alone as we were grouped together. I don't think Dark Souls knew I had a companion. Awkward. But GG Dark Souls, you tried. And let's be honest, Gar and I are, well, combined, we're almost one person's worth of sane. So there's that. I mean, maybe it knew. Maybe it just saw us and was like, no, but together, okay, that's like one person's worth of person right there. I can see, okay, you're brave to face your duties alone, you crazy two-bodied single person you. Now I'm just taking this too far. Anime Tunis says, I don't know what you're complaining about, Wade. You looked good as a blonde. This is another Dark Souls quote. And if you haven't been watching the Dark Souls series, you'll have no idea what this is referencing. But it's another one of those moments where I trusted Day to make me look good. And in turn, well, she did things. Terrible things. She edited in horrifying things. And if you want to see those horrifying things, you should go watch Dark Souls. Dark Souls, Dark Souls. It's great. Check it out. I'm just imagining like a neon light shining like Dark Souls, but like one of the lights goes out and then the sign like falls off and the whole thing breaks. Yeah. I have a great imagination for an insane person, I think. All right, we got 3 comments for this one. This is from Oxenfree Part 8, the finale. GamerGirl2000 says, this game was freaking awesome, loved it! Jackson Alexander says, Wade, this game gave me the feels and I am just so glad you played it. And Little Rose Thorn says, I almost cried. Almost. Oxenfree was an insane ride from start to finish, and I've said this during the playthrough. I think I've said it since and before, or during, not before, I wouldn't have known before. It was probably the most challenging Let's Play I have done. Not because the game was particularly difficult or anything like that, but because there was so much dialogue and so much story and backstory that it was very difficult for me to know when and how to talk and give commentary. So it was a struggle in that aspect. And also the game itself was so full of twists and suspense and just questions after question after question after question that we needed to answer. Even, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but you know, up to the very end, you're still wondering how exactly things are turning out or what's going to happen. So I highly recommend, if you guys don't want to watch my playthrough of it, you at least play it for yourselves or watch somebody else play it. I hope you enjoyed it if you watched me play it. It's a fantastic game, fantastic experience, and one of the most challenging Let's Plays I've ever done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a very emotional story, a very interesting story. It touched me and the feels time after time after time in good ways and sad ways and angry ways, etc., etc. So if you haven't seen it already, check out Oxenfree. What a crazy ride that was. Highly recommend. I'm just like self-advertising myself in this. This is like sellout Wade Wednesday. Like, well, hey, if you haven't checked out this Let's Play of mine, go watch it now. All right, welcome back. If you haven't watched this Let's Play of mine, go check that out now. Let me just advertise everything I've ever played. You guys wanna watch some Settlers of Catan? I did that a long time ago. Still can't live that one down. Don't be a Vincent. Hecky Connie says, Mark, I'm never leaving your side, boys. 3 seconds after, Wade, let's split up to find camp. This is from Rake with Mark and Bob, and it's another one of those great moments where everyone gets together and I'm like that stupid guy in the horror movie who's like, I think we should split up. And it was just after Mark had said how we should all stick together. So once again, I wasn't paying attention and I stupidly came up with an idea that probably wasn't the best idea, but it probably worked out. I don't know. Maybe you should watch Rake and find out if it worked or not. I'm self-advertising every other Let's Play I've ever done, so might as well throw that in there too. Rake multiplayer, I did it with Patrick, I did it with Pat Gar and JP. Now I did it with Mark, and I did it with Mark and Bob. If you haven't watched it, why not? It's great. It's great. You know, from 4 years ago to today, now that I'm closing on 1 million subscribers, I truly believe that 4 years from now, there will be no sanity left in me, and I will literally just be here drooling over myself, like spitting and talking about ponies or something. It's a devolution that I can't seem to control. The intelligent part of me buried on the inside is like, Wade, please, articulate properly. Use your intelligence. Let me be free. And then there's the rest of my brain that's like, whoo, I like soap. And that's the side that usually wins. I guess at least I stay clean, right? Izangilibarum. Man, I have gotten some doozies with names today. Holy crap, all these original names that look so cool, and I wish I knew how to pronounce them. Izanagi Libarum, I hope, says, okay, I'll be honest. I've seen this game being played by multiple other YouTubers. This is totally accurate battle simulator. And Wade, you still made it funny! Nice work! I'm looking forward to part 2! I will get more totally accurate battle simulator out soon. I almost did that word correct, those names correctly. I'm really glad when I first saw this comment, I was like, all right, they've seen other people play it and I'm the worst. I'm ready for it. And they're like, you made it funny. Yeah, you did it. I'm still entertained even after I've watched it 100 times. And I was like, yeah, I did it. I did good. I made it funny. I played fun. I played good. So I'm sharing it with you because it made me feel happy and we should all be happy. So thank you for starting off with one of those like, I'm ready to hang my head comments and then ending it with like the, but you did great, yeah! And then we're like, yeah! And then we all smash gobbles. The hell's a gobble? Goblets of fine milk and soda together. Alcohol, I guess, if you're over 21 or 18 in other countries or whatever the drinking age is, and we're all happy and celebration and full of joy. So thank you, Izanagi Libarum, and I'm sorry for butchering your name, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And if you guys haven't already, check out Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, because this is Self-Promotion Wednesday. Hey, Wade, this is all about me today. Me. I am so stupid. Blackbird Gaming says, at 1606, Arthur, what am I doing? Wade, nothing bad! Robs the unconscious women he just beat. Okay, this is We Happy Few, and listen. It's not my fault. Actually, this might be part 2. I walked into the house to simply explore, and I thought maybe no one lived there and it was abandoned, and I was gonna try to salvage some items for the betterment of humanity, and the lady attacked me and it wasn't my fault, so I was just defending myself, and Arthur was questioning our morals. And listen, Arthur, I know that you have a voice in your head and I'm the voice in your head and we're already got some problems there, but we're not bad. We did it for the good of the group, Shane. Let me ask you something, Rick. What I do is for the good of the group. Why is what you do good for the group? Not you, man, not you, Shane. Let me ask you something, Rick. Arthur really a good guy, Rick? Shane? Yes. We Happy Few. Check out the Let's Play. It's a great Let's Play. All right. I'm happy to say we've made it, guys. We've made it through. To the last comment of the video. Dragons, guitars, explosion, flames, random mouse, and swimming trunks. Yeah, we did it. Last comment of the video. Last comment of the video. Last comment of the video. Rock music playing in the background. Air guitar. Chris Redfield says, only Wade could still manage to win after being knocked out for the majority of a fight. This is from Gang Beasts Online, and you're darn tootin' I can win after being knocked out. I don't even need to be conscious to win up. Conscious. That's the right one. Conscience is what's in here. Conscious is being awake to win a fight. We are sorry for the interruption, but Wade.exe has crashed. I am Wade's stunt double, and I am here to tell you, we apologize on behalf of Wade Lord Minion 777 being completely unable to give you a normal, intelligent comments video, and instead devolving into madness and self-promotion. Something is massaging my nipple on accident, I think, but that's not supposed to happen. What was I saying? Yes, so I hope that you enjoyed this comments video, and that if your comment didn't make it, you keep commenting, and a comment of yours will make it in the future. And thank you everybody for so many great comments, and for watching, and man, I'm not doing much better than Wade did, huh? Woo! Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for another comments video here in a couple weeks. Keep commenting, and I hope your comment makes it in next time. Stay tuned for whatever comes next. Until next time, Random Wade Booty! See ya, guys! It's episodes like this that make me question if I'm really sane at all, or if I'm just imagining this is my life. Ow! Ow! Ow, I pinched too hard. Oh, I pulled hair out too. Gross. Ow. I'm real. I'm real.